Hi, welcome to Friday Dye Day. It's brought to you by the Welcome Mat by Magic Carpet Dyes. And of course, I have wonderful people who give donations to keep this great show going. And I forgot one. Oh, Wanda Works. My overarching, teaching and everything I do. That's what it's called. So I think I might have my camera a little close. I was worried about it being a little far away, but it wants to focus on my face. So we'll back it up a bit. What we're going to do today, I'm getting a lot of mileage out of the dye that was left from other adventures I had. So as I began to rinse these out, I thought to myself, I'm going to show you how to make a spot dye. And I don't believe in having big value jumps in spot dyes. So I try to keep them pretty value within 2 or 3 values of each other. And I'm going to show you right now how you drag this wool, and it's a drag, right into your pan to make the folds and mountains and valleys and things that we need to make an interesting spot dye. So you always want to have a pan that's far smaller than your wool, but width-wise, not so much. Lengthwise, yes. And so I got 1/4 of a yard in here, and it's so great to be able to just make 1/4 yard of spot dyes. When I started rug cooking, they were for a whole yard. You can see that I'm running my fingers through here, making sure that I am not having any tucked under wool. But this is going to be a fairly light spot dye, and I have a secondary piece of wool here because I want to make an echo of it. We'll see what I get. It's always great to have values in spot dyes. So I have the colors I've had mixed up because remember, I'm just cleaning my bottles out. So yellow, orange, and there's just a tad of dye in each one because it's just me cleaning it out. That's turquoise, that's red violet, this is blue, and I have Old Stink, and Old Stink is going to go on last, shockingly. I'm going to start with putting the turquoise on. You also want to make sure that you don't have wool up the side of your pan because it won't get any dye on it. So that's what it should look like. Looks like a miracle, but if you practice, you'll get onto it. So when I add dye to make spot dyes, I don't spoon it on because I don't have time enough and I've got other things I want to do. I think it works. No one ever says to me, oh, that wasn't put on properly. Look at that. That's their voice to them. That's the they. I usually just make W's and M's on my wool. So I'm going to go this way with my turquoise. And I'm going to go several times. I'm going to use up everything that's in this bottle and just go over the same lines over and over again. I'll show you in 1 second. I'm really driving the dye in here. I'm squeezing hard. So I've used it all up. Now, if I didn't want to have this spot be so dark that I'm making, and it's not dark at all, but if I wanted it to be lighter, see, I could just put part of it on and I'll get a much lighter color. But remember, I'm trying to use these up. So what I just did showed you the pan. I really don't want you doing. I don't want you tipping it up. So now when I do spot dyes, I usually like to oppose things. So I'm going to go in with this, actually, my red violet, and I'm going to go the opposite way. This is still going to be a nice little thing. So you can see I'm making stripes, right? I always make sure that I want to add some to the edges. I'm just back and forth making stripes or W's, however you want to do it. M's, whatever floats your boat. Oh, that was fun. That went over to the side of the stove. There's no acid in here either. I'm going to add the acid afterwards. I find it's hard on these. And now looks like Easter. What a happy celebration. Color do I want to add next? I think I'm going to add yellow. So now I want to place it in a way that I go between what I did with the turquoise. You can already see it's making changes that are beautiful and interesting. And at any time when you're doing stuff like this, if you like what's happened, stop. Do something else with the rest of the dye. Because, your wool is precious. And if you love what happened, yay, you're done. Don't put any more dyes on it. All right, now I'm gonna add my blue. I'm gonna go this way. Always returning to make sure that I'm keeping things similarly valued. Sometimes I'm squeezing it so hard and making it come out of the lid top. Okay. Screwed my lids on tighter. So now you can see how pleasant it's looking. Sometimes I like to even use this kind of stuff for something like a hydrangea. And now I'm going to put orange on, and I want to go this way with my orange. So it's weaker, and I'm not getting such an effect as I did with some of the other colors because you just can't see it as well. And I just added yellow, and they're very close on the color wheel. And now, sadly for you all, I'm sure, I'm going to all over add Old Stink. Everybody's getting a lashing of Old Stink. One of the things it does is help take away that pastelian wave that we were moving. There's nothing wrong with pastels though. They're super useful. Just dirties things up a little. I don't know what kind of echo I'm going to get from this because I'm really pushing the dye in. I'm really on a summer theme, you know, right away I thought of hydrangea. So I don't need all of this. I can only make a 1/16 of an echo. So what you do to make your echo is you just lay it down, you know, crumple it up a little bit, pat it down into the wool. It looks like I'm not going to get any specific colors, which is fine. We'll see what happens. And then that gets popped in the oven. I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. That's an easy way to make a spot dye, and it's little echo. They're great to have because if you want to shine a little highlight on some part that you use this in, it's beautiful. All right, my friends, I'll see you with the results.